After taking a 2-1 lead in the National League Championship Series, the Dodgers end up losing the entire thing in Game 6, 5-0 to the Cubs with Andy McCullen, Pedro Mora. I'm Lindsay Theory for the Los Angeles Times. Andy, it really ended with a whimper tonight. They were shut out, 2 hits, nothing really to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, I did write home. You can read all about it in the page of the Los Angeles Times, but I shouldn't have because it wasn't worth it. No, I mean, look, what we learned in these last 3 nights is when you're playing the best team in baseball and possibly like the most talented team in the last 5 to 10 years, don't play like garbage, which is what the Dodgers did here. And this was a Dodgers team that overcame so much all season long. Injuries, a historic amount of injuries. They had their backs against the wall against a pretty good Washington Nationals team in the first round, and they overcame that, and they just didn't have it these last 3 nights. They made errors in the field. They ran into outs on the bases. The lineup never really materialized, and tonight Clayton Kershaw just did not have his good stuff, and he got whacked around.
Pedro, part of the reason why the Dodgers weren't able to get anything going is because of Kyle Hendricks. More than 7 innings, 7 1/3 innings. He held them to just 2 hits. First pitch, 1 hit, not another hit until the late inning.
The last pitch, yeah, he went 86 perfect pitches, which is a pretty remarkable performance. This guy's really good. He doesn't, act or look like a dominant pitcher, but he led the major leagues in ERA this season, and it's kind of, it's symbolic of the Cubs as a whole. This is an incredibly talented team, and do not forget that when you're looking at this series as a fan. They have to be the favorites in the World Series, and they were the favorites over the Dodgers in this series, and they were the better team.
Jock Peterson, after the game, that they have a sick feeling to their stomach. And when you looked at the errors that happened over the last 3 games, it'd be hard not to have a sick feeling. Today, a baseball hit Andrew Tools in the worst place it could possibly hit you, the glove, and he didn't catch it.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue the groin would be worse, but that was pretty bad. This is not the team they were. They played better than this for so much. But this is the postseason's all about, in the highest leverage spots, in the biggest moments, making big plays. And the Dodgers just did not do this. And, it starts with Tolles losing that ball in the lights, Josh Reddick getting picked off when they're down 2 runs, and Yasmani Grandal, a guy who can hit a 2-run homer, is just standing there at the plate, and Reddick gets picked off. It's unacceptable, and stuff like that happened, these past 27 innings. 27 innings, they scored 6 runs and made 6 errors. That dog won't hunt.
That dog will not hunt. Pedro, up 2-1, and then a collapse. They can't get anything done. But what was it that the Cubs did that really had their number, other than the fact that their bats got really hot?
Well, just like pretty much everyone on the Cubs roster is a good player, which is kind of a remarkable thing when you really look at a 25-man assemblage of guys. But I think I'm probably agreeing more with Andy here than in the 3-game sample that we saw where the Cubs just dominated. What we saw was the Dodgers playing like garbage. I'm pretty sure Andy said that every day the last 3 days or the last 3 games. I'm almost positive that he did, in fact. And so that is the overwhelming feeling here. Yes, they played a good team, but the Dodgers were just not very good.
The Dodgers were not very good. They pay the price in a big way. Their season's over. The Cubs advanced to the World Series for the first time since 1945. That'll do it for our traveling show. It's been a pleasure with Pedro and Andy. I'm Lindsay for the Los Angeles Times. We'll see you back in LA.